Guys, Tim Arnwine here, the Long Hair Ghost Hunter. Listen, if you didn't have all this equipment, this pile of equipment, you can still investigate by going back to the basic tools. And we're going to talk about that tonight.
Hey guys, Tim Arnwine here, Long Hair Ghost Hunter, author of Ghost Hunting Getting Started, proud member of Haunted South Florida. Yeah, we're kicking it down here. Real proud of the team. Welcome, Ghost Hunting Getting Started, the series, episode 11. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you. What you guys meet Sammy? Hey, Sammy. Hey, you got a dog. That's cute. What's her name? Hallie. Like the actress? No, Halloween. Okay, well, that makes sense. Okay. So, anyways, tonight's episode. Now, remember last week we started getting into the EMF meters. But, over the week I saw a lot of people writing in all over the place. How do I get started? What do I need to get started? So I thought we'd take a little step back and talk about the basic toolkit. All right. Remember, rule 1, don't mortgage the house. Okay. Now, I have a lot of equipment. I have a wide array of equipment, but it's from years and years of collecting and buying. So start small, build up. All right. So let's get started. Now, what's the first thing you do on an investigation? Baseline readings. Okay. So you're going to need some kind of EMF detector. I always suggest a K2 meter. They're very popular because they're inexpensive. They're like $30 to $50. Okay. They're easy to operate. It's a one push operation. It's 5 lights. Goes from 1.5 milligauss and below to 20 plus. Okay. These are not ghost finders. They are EMF detectors. And you're looking for spikes. Okay. Also, baseline reading, you're going to be doing temperature checks. So you're going to need an infrared thermometer. Now, this is a trigger touch. Okay. These are like $17 to $25. You can get them at Amazon hardware stores. Okay. They're simple. You press the trigger, you point it, it gives you a reading in the back. Now, remember, the K meter and the thermometer can be used during the investigation because you always want to look out for EMF spikes. And if somebody says, oh, I feel a cold spot, you can shoot this around them and then get a documented temperature change. Right. Now, some people might include in their basic toolkit dowsing rods. Now, dowsing rods, I've bought them for as little as $15. Okay. Very basic. They're copper, they're bent. Everybody knows what they look like. But the basic one, just be sure you get, there's tubing that the rod slips into. So when you're holding them, what you're holding is independent from the rods. Okay. Dowsing rods take a lot of practice because you got to keep your hands leveled and steady. Okay. We'll talk about that as we go down the road. All right. Next, you're going to want to have some kind of motion sensor and trigger toy. Well, these actually fit the bill for both. Okay. These are cat balls, simple motion detector cat balls. Okay. Now you get these at a grocery store in the pet section, pet stores, Amazon, eBay. They're usually $3 to $5. They have a one push operation. Reason these are so popular is because they're motion sensor. They light up, so they're pretty, and they're balls. So you can use them as trigger toys as well as motion sensors. You lay them down and say, hey, if someone's here, can you move the ball? All right. Now, the next 3 items are going to be a digital camera, digital camcorder, and digital audio recorder. Now, you notice I said digital before everything. Digital is very important because you can gather the evidence, analyze it, download it, share it. Because the most important thing at the end of the day is you want to be able to share evidence with the client. Or like I said before, you have a question about like an EVP or a video, something like that. You can share it with your team and see what they think. All right. Now, in a pinch, or if you're on a tight budget, let's say you're at a hotel room and somebody says, this room's real active. You got your phone. Smartphones nowadays have a camera, video recorder, audio recorder. But please remember the first two rules. One, the camera and video recorder have a white flash. So when you're reviewing any evidence, just be aware of that. False mist, false orbs. Okay. And the big rule, even for if you're doing audio recording, anytime you have your phone on, and if it's near, let's say, a K meter, it's going to drive it crazy. So you have to be aware of where your phone is in location to any kind of EMF meters, right? So if you want to, let's say, get away from the phone, use no more white flash, you want to be able to put your phone away so you don't have to worry about setting off meters, you could invest in some tools, okay? And you may want to invest something like this. Not all at once. I'm just showing them all at once to you. This is a camera, but it's called a full spectrum camera. It's a GoPro, see? But what they did is they replaced the color filter with clear filter. So now it dives like 98% into the light spectrum. And the theory is that's where the ghosts hide. Okay. This is a camcorder. Plain old camcorder, except same thing. The filter's been changed. Okay. Now the difference between these and your regular cameras is if you take these out to film a party, shoot pictures at the park, the colors are going to be like a pinkish hue because the filters change. So these are just for ghost hunting. All right. If you do a daytime hunt, just be aware that the colors will be pink. Right. Now they're starting to come out with some cameras now that have built-in infrared lights. They're like, $160. But you can Google full spectrum cameras on eBay, and they're like, $60, $100. Videos can be, up to $150. Okay. But if it's not a built-in light, then you're going to need lighting. Okay. That's what this is for. Okay. Now what this has two toggles, 1, 2. It's actually more specialized. It's infrared and full spectrum. The top is just little bitty lights, infrared. Bottom, full spectrum. Okay. Because the lighting is going to keep away all that, false orbs, false mist, things like that. So you can invest in these things if you like, if you can. But I said you can always fall back to your phone if you're on a pinch or on a tight budget. Just be aware of what you're reviewing when you're looking at evidence. Right. Now, digital audio recorders. Now, there's some out there that are very expensive, crazy expensive. We found the most success was with the older recorders. Some Olympus models we found success with. We also found success with these Sonys. Okay, they look the same. This one's a Sony ST25. It says right here. If you're going to buy one, then the number model will be on here. Okay, or the ST10. Now the ST10 right now is going for $30 to $50. ST25, $80 to $100 or so on eBay. Okay, we found a lot of success with both of them. Okay. Now, the only advice I can give you, real advice for recorders, any recorder, is once you get one, get to know it. They're all voice activated, so the light's going to be there. If the light's blinking, it's not picking up anything. If it's solid, it's picking up something. But kind of get a feel for the time lapse between your question and then leave room for a response. You can also look at the light. And also get a feel for your recorder. Where do you hit record? Where do you hit stop? Where do you hit replay if you want to listen to something back and then play? Because you really don't want to be turning. Remember EVP sessions 1 to 2 questions. So you don't want to get in the habit of turning your light on every time you're listening back. So get a feel for it. Like once you start feeling it, like the ST10, the records here at the very top, stop, play. It's all in one side, and it's in an order. So get to know the order and feel around for it. Get comfortable with it. All right. And then, of course, you're going to need a flashlight because you're going to be walking around in the dark. All right. And don't forget the batteries. You're going to go through a lot of batteries. All right. So, but if you don't have any of this stuff, never mind the pile of tools I showed you earlier. If you don't have the basic tools, and again, let's say you're at a hotel and someone says, the room you're in is very active. The best on-hand tools you have is look, listen, feel, smell. Look around. Do you see a shadow? Do you see something move? Listen, do you hear disembodied voices, whisperings? If you ask for someone to make a noise, do you hear a bang or a tap or something like that? Feel. Do you feel cold spots? Do you feel heaviness? And then smell. Smell is real big with residuals. And the most common smells are tobacco, flowers, and perfume. So your best on-hand tool is you. Just jot down what you sensed, and that could be a little investigation right there. All right. So remember, don't mortgage a house on this stuff. You can get all this stuff. I think if you have the means, probably $300, you can get started. Okay. Now, most of you know I'm a retired paramedic, and safety is real big for me. So we are going to have our first aid tip of the week. All right, let's close her up. Relax. Let's catch up. Can I get some fries? Oh yeah, by the way, here's your first aid tip of the week. So this week, remember, still talking about medical emergencies. Okay. This week, we're going to talk about allergic reactions, but more importantly, anaphylactic shock. Now, like I said, I always say, if you have a little inkling of something's wrong, call rescue. This is never more true because allergic reaction to anaphylactic shock can happen quickly, and it can go south very quickly. And the thing about anaphylactic shock, the greatest threat is to someone's airway, breathing. Okay. Now, allergic reactions, or severe enough anaphylactic, can be caused by food allergies, latex, drug interactions, insect bites. That's why I always say in your toolkit, always try to carry non-latex gloves, because if someone's allergic to it, they'll let you know. Okay. So let's say allergic reaction. It's just starting. Okay. You got itchy, watery eyes, hives, redness, things like that. Okay. But now, if it starts getting to anaphylactic shock, that's the severe one. That's life-threatening. Now they'll start complaining of like shortness of breath. Their throat's closing down. Their lips are swelling. And eventually their tongue may swell. Okay. Their heart rate's going to be way up. If you see any of that, or if you are at the least concerned, call rescue. Because remember what I said. This is life-threatening because it's going to affect the airway. No airway, no breathing. Okay. So what can you do in the meantime? Okay. Lay them flat. Now, some people who have this condition, they know it. And they might carry something called an EpiPen. And I went over this very briefly when I went through your med kit. Okay. If they have one, it should look something like this. This is obviously, it says trainer. Okay. I'm just going to show you real quickly. The directions are on there. This is life and death. So, you can read through the directions on the EpiPen. But you're basically going to take off the blue cap. Don't touch the bottom. Okay. Take off the blue cap. Okay. You're going to put it, now it only goes in one spot, the mid outer thigh. Put it in there. You'll hear a click. When you put it real hard, you'll hear a click. 3 to 10 seconds later, the medicine will be delivered because a needle and a spring will deliver it. Okay. So now the important thing to remember is rescue's en route. Now, if there's really no response to it, see if they have it. Some people may carry 2 because they may know their condition is very severe and they have to carry 2. If they have another one, repeat the process 5 minutes, but rescue should be en route. Okay. Life-threatening, no airway, no breathing. I can't stress that enough. Okay. So that's your first aid tip of the week. I hope you never need it, but if you do, you got it. Okay. So announcements. Over the weekend we did a hotel, caught a lot of really cool stuff. If you want to see some of the stuff we got, go to hauntedsouthflorida.org. Some of the members are very gifted in putting up evidence, so check it out. Okay. Now, September 24th, we are going to be at Fort Lauderdale. For you in the South Florida area, if you think you're visiting, we're going to be there doing the paranormal class. What we do is we teach for like an hour, teach about how to do an investigation, teach about the tools, how to use them, and all that. But then we break right into an investigation. So it's a paranormal class. Learn it, then do it, and you be the investigator. So if you're interested in that, go to hauntedsouthflorida.org. Okay. First Saturday, I believe it's October 1st. First Saturday every month, we're going to be down at the Gold Coast Railroad Museum during the daytime. I think it's 10 till 4. It's actually their first Saturday is free admission. So we're going to be there. We're going to have the tools out, talking about, the tools, answering questions. And if you have any experiences to share, that'd be cool. I love listening to other people's experiences. Okay. October 30th, the day before Halloween. It's a special edition. It's a Sunday. We're going to be back at the Fort Lauderdale. We're going to be there all day. They have kind of like an outdoor farmer's market. So we're going to be there with all the toys out, talking about, how to use them and things like that. But then that night, we're going to have an actual investigation. Those tickets, for both events are $35. The money stays with the location, and some of the proceeds go to Autism Society. So if you want to come down, learn about ghost hunting, do a ghost hunt, and help a couple of great charities, come on down. Check out hauntedsouthflorida.org. Okay, all the information is down on the ticker. Okay. If you guys are in the South Florida area and you think you have any activity, reach out to us. Think about doing an investigation. We've had a few privates already. We don't charge for investigations. We're just there to look for answers. All right. So if you guys are out there investigating, be real safe out there. Be careful. And always run an honest investigation because the client appreciates it, even if you don't get anything. Okay. So be safe out there. Remember, next week, Wednesday night, 9 p.m., we'll be back. Be safe out there, and we'll see you.